Hi everybody, this is Daddy Dragon, and today I am going to make my first tutorial video. Today I am going to be teaching you how to make a nice little border with some special graphics and everything to go around your videos, so when you upload a video or if you play a video on live streaming onto YouTube, you'll have this really cool outline with a border. You can have graphics on it. You can literally do anything you want to do with it. I'm just going to show you how to make the simplest form of border, plus we're going to add some special graphics effects. And then it's up to you to decide how you want to add any of your special effects or how you really want to do it. You can make it wavy, you can add texture, you can do all sorts of stuff. But now let's get started with the video. First, let me just put myself up in the corner here so I'm out of the way. First of all, you want to go to File. If you can see my little mouse, you go to File, New. And then you don't have to name it anything if you don't want to. It's not a big deal. What you want to do is you want to click on this button that says Preset and change it to Film and Video. And then you want to click on this thing where it says Size and make sure it says HD TV 1080 29.97. And then you'll see it says 1920 by 1080. And you want to make sure it says that. Then you click on your background contents and change that to transparent. Yes, all of this stuff changed, but for some reason, if you do it the other way, it gives you a really long window, and I can't figure out why it does that. But this tends to work for me. Okay, so then you click OK. And then you get this white screen, this screen right here, as you notice. And then this is literally pretty much the size of your television. Now you have to decide on what you're going to make. I'm going to be making a background for Mario. I did it earlier, but things kind of messed up a bit, and I did some settings wrong and made it too small. And so I've decided to make another video so I can get this correct. So, as you can see these blue lines going here. These are just pretty much giving you a rough idea of where you might want to put your borders. You don't have to use them. You can completely ignore them. They won't show up into your final product. The first thing we want to do is we want to select the color of our border. Now, I've chosen green for my Mario, so we will click on green. Let's just make it a little darker. And then you click OK. Then you want to go to your Paint Bucket tool, which is right here. Oh, by the way, any Adobe Photoshop should have the options to be able to do this. It has to be Adobe Photoshop to do the tutorial I'm teaching you today. If it's a similar program and has similar features, you might be able to figure it out. But this tutorial is for Adobe. So now we got the paint tool, we got green as the foreground. We don't want to worry about the background, that's not a big deal. And now we fill in the entire screen for green. Okay, now that's that. Our next step is we want to take the mouse over here. There's a little menu over here. It all depends on your Photoshop version. And then you want to click on, oh, not here, it's down here. Click on New Layer. Like I say, you don't have to name it. And you click on OK. Then you go to your color tool again. Make it white. And that's in the top left corner all the way up there. Click OK. Then go back to your rectangle tool You can make a rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, all this sort of stuff, but right now we're just going to stick on a plain old rectangle. And now you want to follow these lines to where you think you want your border to be. Let's click here. Let's see. Come on. Try to get it in the crosshairs, but it's a little tricky. My mouse is being a little stubborn today. Come on, you. Oh, such a stubborn. Alright, that's not going to kill me. Now we will make it, we will follow these lines. And because of these lines, it also snaps to place. Makes it a little handy for when you're making it quick. Now if you notice, it's all white. It's all white. So now we have a white background. So now what you want to do next is go over here to your layers. Holding the Shift key down, select both layers so they're both selected. And they're highlighted in blue, as you notice. Then you go up to here, and you click on Merge Layers. Now, this is all one solid picture. The next step is, you want to go to this tool here. It's an eraser. It looks like an eraser with a little pair of scissors on it. Right-click on it, and make sure it's selected Background Eraser Tool. Now, the Background Eraser Tool has a thing that says Brush up here. What you want to do is you want to make the brush as large as possible. So I go to 2500, because what the Background Eraser Tool is, once whatever color you click on your screen, it will think is the background, and then it will erase it. So I make it as big as possible. So instead of just rubbing it around like an eraser, which would take forever, I can do it in one click, like so. Now you notice the entire background is gone. And now we have an invisible screen. So any gameplay that we have will be in the back of the screens. Now after we finish that, what you want to do is you want to get yourself some pictures and to put into your background to make it look really neat. Well, I got the pictures already, but I'm going to show you how you can get your pictures without having a lot of trouble putting them in, because without deleting backgrounds and things like that. So we go to Google and type in, for instance, Super Mario clip art. And then click on Images. And then you'll notice a lot of these Mario images come up. You can take whatever images you want. I chose a few already. I believe. Where's one did I check? If you look at it, you see Mario, and you see that he's got the white in the background. What you're looking for is images where they're already been cut out. It makes it a lot easier. For instance, let's see if I can find one. Oh, right here. There we go. You see how it's got all of the hexes and everything in there? Well, you might not be able to see it in the video, but I can see it here. And that means it's already been clicked out. But then once you find the pictures that you want, you right-click on them, and you go Save Image As, and then if it's the proper image, it will be a PNG. And if it has just a plain old white background, that's just as good. And I'll show you how to make those transparent as well, which is quite simple. But I have all of these images already. So we can get out of the Google Clip Art, and we can go in here. Now let's go to the images that I loaded here. So I go Open, and let's get ourselves a picture. Here I got a Bowser here. So you notice here is my Bowser, but he's much too large to fit into this image. It would just not look right. So what you do is you click on Image, Image Size, and then we're going to make him 250. No, he's bigger. We'll make him 300. 300 heights. If you notice how I go to height, and everything else will automatically just adjust accordingly. Just don't change any of the things here to change proportions, unless that's what you really want to do. You can fiddle with it all you want. This is just what I do. And you click OK. Now it's small. Then you click over here where it says the Move tool. You move the tool, and then you click it over top of Bowser. And then you can drag Bowser and then put him on your screen. There's Bowser. He is now on part of the game. So now we can move him over here to look like he's standing in the corner. Now I have a bunch of other ones too, which I'll add. You open, get your picture. You make sure you save them in a folder where you know where to find them. Oh, we got a Luigi here. So notice, we open him up. He's already transparent, you see. So now let's change his size. Go to Image, Image Size. We're going to make him smaller than Bowser, so we will change him to 250. That looks a little too small. Let's make him a little bigger. My keyboard is sticking. Okay, that should be good. There we go, that looks good. Now we can put Luigi up here. Now we click on Open. Let's just add a few more. Mario. You notice it looks like Mario is here, but he's facing the wrong direction. We don't want him to look like he's running that way. So what you do is you go to Image, then you go to Rotate Canvas, Flip Canvas Horizontal. No, I always get mixed up. Vertical. No, incorrect. And I hate vertical. Let's do it again. And go to Rotate Canvas, Flip Horizontal, and that flips them around. Now, Mario is shorter than Luigi, so we're going to lower his height a little bit. We're going to go to Image, Image Size. And now I made him 300. Let's make him 275. Now, go to the Move tool. Move the image. And then we'll put him over here in the corner. Right there looks good to me. Okay. Now we open. Let's get some more. We just got a couple more images. The more I repeat this, the more you guys are going to remember how to do this. I like to do my tutorial nice and slow. That way you guys can follow it. Like I say, if you notice, when you're downloading your pictures, make sure it's clip art and make sure that they have these backgrounds where they're already cut out. If they don't have the backgrounds cut out, I'll show you how to do that. Now we got Princess Peach. That's coming up very soon. Image size. And she's roughly the same size as Mario. Maybe a little smaller. And move her down here. Nah, it's too small. Got to make her a little bigger. So now that we made the mistake, you got the mistake. Let's say you made it too small and you don't like it. So now how do I get rid of this, you're saying? Well, she is now what's known as layer 4. So now if you're unsure what's which, click on the layer that you want to adjust. You click on the layer and then just click on one of the screens and it should move around. Oh, see, that's Mario. Layer 3 is Mario. So, and layer 2 looks like, because I can see a tiny little graphic up there, is Luigi, and layer 1 is Bowser. So we want to go to layer 4. We don't like this princess, it's too small. So let's go to layer 4, and there should be a little trash can icon right here. You click on the trash can icon and you can get rid of it. Then go back to your picture there of Princess Peach. Where is she? Where is it? There she is. Move that back up. And let's adjust the image size, which is going to be, we'll go to 275. We'll make her about the same size as Mario. Okay, that makes her a little bigger. Now we'll put her in. There, she looks a little better now. And now let's put her over here and make her look like she's being, Bowser is chasing her. Okay. It looks like she's too big. Should probably make my Bowser bigger, huh? You think so? I think I should. So let's do that. Bowser was layer 1. Let's get rid of him. We've got to find him back here in this mess. Pictures. There's Bowser. Okay, let's go image. Image size 300. We're going to make you 350. You're going to be bigger than Peach. Makes more sense, right? There we go. Now we got Bowser chasing Peach. And it looks about the right size. I guess now go to layer 4, back to Peach. Move her over a little bit. Okay. Now let's add a few more images. We got open. There I got a toad, and he's facing the wrong way again, so let's do our little trick. Image, rotate canvas, horizontal. Now we have to make him smaller than Mario, so image size, let's shrink him down. Mario was 250, we'll make him 175. That looks right for Toad. He's a little guy. Should I make him bigger? Yeah, let's make him a 200. Nah, that'll be fine. That's fine. Alright. Okay, so now we got most of all of our main graphics in. Now I'm going to show you how to put a picture in if it's not transparent. So I have this one here, star. Okay, if you notice, here's the star. It's all yellow. And now what we're going to do is you're going to go to your paintbrush tool, and then you're going to choose a color. Choose any color that is not in the picture of the star. For instance, green is nowhere in the star. That's why they call it green screen. Green is very good at for eliminating backgrounds. So we will fill the entire background green. Now what you do is you go back to your eraser tool, right click on it, make sure it says background eraser, make sure it's at maximum size 2500, then you click on the screen anywhere and whatever is green will vanish. Poof, it's gone. Now we got a transparent star. Now the star looks a little too big, so let's readjust. We go image, image size. We're going to have to really shrink this down. Let's make it about let's make it 80. That might be too small, hard to say. Yeah, that's too small. We're going to have to make that sucker bigger. So we made a mistake. Click on the layer of the star. Delete. Yes, now the star is gone. Let's make the star 125. Now let's move the star. Ah, that looks much better. And now we will put it right here to make it look like Mario was jumping to reach for the star. Good. That looks great. Now we only got one image left. Now what I like to do is I like to put the game's logo right here in the top middle. So I happen to have that. Super Mario 64 title. There it is. And you notice it's not, it has a white background. So if you remember my steps of how to get rid of it, you have to put in the background of any color that is not in the picture. For instance, if I use the green this time, and then I used background eraser, it would erase all of this green, which is what we don't want. So we have to make the background a color that is not in this picture. So I used pink last time, because there's no pink in this picture. So we choose pink, go to your foreground tool, change it to pink, or the color that you require. Go to your paint bucket tool, make sure it's on paint bucket, paint it all pink. And if you notice, this little part here is white still, and you want that to be invisible as well. You have to select it as well with your paint bucket tool, make it pink. Now the background is all pink. Now the next step, go back to your background eraser, right click, make sure it says background eraser, click anywhere on the screen, and because we got the eraser so big, anything that's pink will be zapped and it'll be erased. Poof, it's all gone. Now we got our background, and we got to do this little bit here. Poof, gone. Excellent. Now we have to shrink it down. Image, image size. We'll make it around 350. That still looks a little big. Well, this is what the whole testing is about. It's a little big, so let's change that to 250. Where's my background tool? Got to find it. There it is. we're going to take it down 225 actually. Alright, now it's a little smaller. Let's drag it onto the screen, and once it's dragged onto the screen, you can drag it to where you want to put it. We will put it right here, just so it's kind of in the middle, and in the middle right there. Now that's all done. Now we got our entire background screen done. So now what you want to do is move your mouse all the way over here, hold the Shift key down, and select every single layer until they're all highlighted blue. And you click over here, click on Merge Layers. Kapow! Everything is merged. Oh, I skipped a step. What you could have done with the background is add textures and stuff. I'll explain that in a minute. Although I won't be able to explain it'll change the textures and everything, and not just the border. But that's stuff you guys can figure out. I'm showing you pretty much the basics. Okay, now we want to make our. It looks pretty cool, but it still looks pretty plain. So now we're just gonna spice it up a little. So now you click down over here where it says FX, and you want to find a thing that says Blending Options. Now, blending options, it's got all of these things. I like to add the drop shadow, so you click on it, select the box, then you click on the thing where it says drop shadow itself, and it opens up an entirely new menu. And you can see this thing where it says opacity, which tells you how heavy the shadow is going to be. And now, this is stuff you guys can mess with. Now, I like to put it up rather high, and then you take the distance and increase the distance of the shadow a bit. If you notice the shadow, how the shadow goes in and out, you see? I'll make the shadow about here. And then you can mess with these ones. It says spread and size. You can mess with a lot of stuff. You can make it look really cool, you know, and do all sorts of stuff. Okay, now that's done. I also like to have an inner shadow. It kind of outlines everything. You see, it just makes it pop a little more. And you can add these things called inner glow, outer glow. Now, the outer glow is quite nice. I like it. It makes it look more 3D-ish. So you can try inner glow, see the difference. Well, either one looks pretty good. You can also check on this quality thing, and you can see how it changes stuff. Like I say, it's stuff you can all experiment with. I like to use bevel and emboss. And contour and textures. I don't use contour. It doesn't make too big of a difference. Well, I'll experiment with that later. But you guys can experiment with stuff like that. Now, if you want to try these other options, like you click satin, it kind of sharpens it up a bit. It darkens it, but it makes it look a little more like shadowed and shaded. It's up to you, to what you want to do. Now, these ones are what I forgot to skip. You can click on this thing called Color Overlay. And what it will do is it will change everything on your layer into that specific color. Considering I merged all the layers, it selects everything. And you can click on it again, and then you can choose your color that you want to change it to. Like by clicking here, and let's say I want it all blue. But you see, I don't want the color overlay, so we'll take that off. It's the same thing with gradient overlay. It does the same thing. Pattern overlay, same thing. Like you can change patterns. You can download patterns off the internet and get all sorts of different patterns, and you can change the original outer line border. Stroke, what's that one do? That one just adds a little bit like of an outline around everything. And you can adjust that with your color, but I don't use that one. Okay, so now we're done pretty much the whole overlay. It's done. I think it looks pretty good. So now that we're all finished, we click OK. You go to File, not Restore, File, Save As, and now you want to go all the way down to PNG file, and then name it something. I already made this once before, but it was the mistake one, so I'm going to save over top of it, Super Mario 64 PNG. Yes, I'm going to replace it. And then when it asks for interlace, you click on No Interlace. Okay, now it's all finished. Now, I can now let's show you what we made here. For all of you who know how to use OBS, I'm pretty sure you know how to use the pictures and the cameras and all of that sort of stuff. This is just so you can have like a really cool border and background for your game. Now, let's close this down. We don't have to save any of this. It's no big deal because it's all used up. We did what we needed to do. We can close all of this. Close it all down. Close. And now let's open up our Super Mario game. And then we'll use the new border and we'll see how it looks. So now we go to where are you? Mario Party, Mario Kart 64. Where are you? Super Mario 64. Okay. Let's get it a full screen.
It's me, Mario! Hello!
Screen. If I do full screen, it doesn't do it correctly. Now, let's go over here and let's add our overlay. I go add image. We'll go image 2. And now let's go and find it. Make sure you remember which folder you saved it in. And it's got to be a PNG file. That's the only way it will become transparent. And then we go transform, fit to screen, and there we go. There's my Super Mario 64 introduction. Let me just fix up my video here so you guys can see, and you guys can add your cameras and do what you like, however you like to do that, wherever you want to put them. We got the game going, and there we got Super Mario 64. A nice little background screen, as you can see. Then it draws the attention to the audience. You can see. You press start the game, right?
Press start to play.
Oh, see? Looks good. There we go. And we got the game all started, ready to go. Okay, that looks good. Woohoo! And that, everybody, is how you make a nice background screen for your Super Mario game. Or not just Super Mario, you can do it whatever you want. Any title. As long as you can get the stuff, follow the steps that I have told you, you can do this. Anybody can do it. I mean, I tried following videos to teach me, and none of them helped. So I decided I'm going to make my own video, and I'm going to do it nice and slow so people will be able to see and understand and be able to do stuff like this on their own. But as for everything else, I would like to thank you guys for all joining me today. And I hope this video was really helpful. And I hope you guys leave a like and a subscribe. And this is Daddy Dragon saying peace. Have fun making backgrounds for your videos because it'll go through. Out.